about the Messi thing?
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, Battered fans, to episode number 116 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada. Alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Let me tell you, for an off-season show, this one's gonna be packed. This one's gonna be packed with some good stuff, baby.
You think so?
We got some juicy stuff. Okay. We got some CONCACAF talk. We got some updates to the kit. We got some Messi Aldo talk.
Some Messi Aldo. I like it. And Iman Hassan is one of the first guys on here. What's going on, Iman? Yeah, we got a couple things to cover. Now, the first thing I want to start off, because you're probably right, there are a few things to cover, but the first thing I wanted to start off with, because I wanted to kind of just put a bow on it from last episode. We were talking about the kit, the leaked kit, and how much we hated it, right? Everybody hates it. Don Cafecito called it the Salmon kit.
The Pepto-Bismol kit.
The Pepto-Bismol kit would be the heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, that's a little more
this
pinker.
Is the Pepto.
Yeah.
So we weren't fans of it, and for anybody that wasn't watching or hasn't seen it for whatever reason, this is the jersey that I'm talking about right now. Not many people are big fans of. The pink seems a little off. We hate the way that the logos are all right up the middle of the jersey. It's just a mess. So I told you last episode that what I was going to do is I was going to go ahead and I was going to come in here and I was going to switch up the colors a little bit just to see if maybe changing the colors would make it a little better. So you tell me. So I'm going to put it up again one more time. So here it is. Now, I fixed the pink a little bit. Now, I mean, I think it's a better pink. You tell me what you think after you see.
This is my first view. This is my first view, by the way. Oh, okay. That's acceptable. I like, I mean, look.
You like it a little better? A little better, right?
Absolutely. I think that this pink for sure by far is way better than the other pink or whatever that color is qualified as.
Well, I call it heartbeat pink, but whatever it is called, I don't know. So
it is what it is.
I still think that I'm not a fan of the placement of the logos, but I think with this pink, it looks a little better. So because I looked at it and I was like, I'm still not a fan because I still don't like the way that they're lined up. I decided to go ahead and move things around a little bit. And I moved the logos to where I think they should be, where probably most people think they should be. So tell me what you think about this one.
So again, you were cooking, and I see, and for those of you that are listening on audio, so he ended up changing it from all vertically down the chest. He has the Inter Miami logo on the left patch, on the left pec, the Adidas logo on the right pec, and then you still have the Royal Caribbean anchor in the middle. That looks very acceptable. Guys, in the chat, what do you guys think?
Well, the reason I want this, some people are saying that it looks better with the color. I think with the logos. Now, I wanted to put it on Messi, but today ended up being a busy day, and I wasn't able to actually throw it on Messi to finish a good Photoshop with Messi wearing it because I thought that would put it over the top.
Yeah.
But I'll try to have that done for the next episode. But I did want to start off with this just in case anybody here in the comments decide that they want to see it in a different color. Maybe you want to see it in Vice City blue or anything like that. You let me know what you want, and I'm going to go ahead. And as we're doing the episode, I'll start messing here on my tablet on the side, and I'll try to change it to whatever color you guys want and see if we can figure something out that works. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, but what was leaked isn't working for me. So we got to figure things out. We got to help them out, Chris.
Listen, I wanna give some godly information its attention here, Danny. First of all, let's give some shout outs. I mean, look, Sean, yes. Possible Herons away day, absolutely. That's there. And then Guseki, what up? Rohan, what up? Mike V, what's going on, guys? And Vice, let me tell you something. Lucas is bringing up in the comments. Danny, did you see who's back in the city? You know who's back, Danny?
I don't want to hear it until it's official. Is it official? Have you heard it officially?
Emerson Rodriguez. So I ended up trying to pull an article up, and the only article I'll give credit here, I guess, is a website called soyfutbol.com, and it says here, Emerson Rodriguez deja el Club Santos y confirma su regreso al Inter Miami CF. So, Danny, it's happening, baby. We're going to have Emerson and Messi link up. Are you kidding me? This kid's going to have 20 goals.
That guy won't see the pitch.
Juan, what up? You know what's up? 20 goals by Emerson Rodriguez. That's what's up. Tell this kid.
No. Emerson might have had a chance to play this past season before Messi showed up. There's no way they put that running freight train that is out of control next to Messi. With the way that plays, where we're like, hey, we got to make sure we have technical players that won't turn the ball over. You want that crazy kid with the ball up crazy. He's going to be turning the ball over left and right.
This kid went to Mexico and he said, you know what? I'm going to learn to play a little bit more structured.
Did you look up how he did in Mexico?
He did okay. I mean, he wasn't a star-spangled banner out there. I don't know his stats or anything. I not off of memory, but
did the team choose to buy him?
No, he decided.
Are you sure that's how it went?
Listen, I don't know if that's how it went. I'm not sure, but all I know is I'm happy to see him back in pink. Okay, don't hate.
He's not going to be in pink this year. There's a good chance that he either gets sold to another team.
Oh, Lucas, are you kidding me? If y'all thought Robert Taylor was Neymar light, wait till you see Emerson too. Yo, Lucas, you're hitting all the strings, Papa.
Factual fruit. We're going to get to that in a second, factual.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to get to all of this stuff. Guys, I'm telling you, for an off-season episode, you need to strap them things on, okay? Strap in, because we're ready to rock and roll, Danny.
All right.
We got Dominicans, Plátanos in our future. Let's go, baby.
So that is as far as I started with the jersey. So again, if you guys want to see any different colors, you let me know, and I'll mess around here on the side.
I completely threw you off.
Go ahead. Yeah, Emerson Rodriguez. Hopefully, he never sees the. I'm almost 100% sure he won't be on this roster by the time the season starts. So forget about that.
Wow.
And let's move on to what Factual Fruit brought up, and I mean, I guess the news of the day, which was the CONCACAF Champions Cup, right? Not Champions League anymore. Champions Cup draw happened today. We now know, I mean, we already knew we had a first round bye. So we're in the round of 16. March 5th, 6th, or 7th will be the first leg of that game. And it's going to be one of two opponents. It's going to be either Mocha FC, which is a team from the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty cool. Like, highly doubt that they make it, but that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind going to the Dominican Republic to watch the Champions Cup game. So that'd be a pretty cool road trip. Or if Mocha doesn't make it, we're playing against Nashville FC. Now, this is the thing here. Nashville, I told you, if we have a real rival, I know we keep pushing this Orlando card.
Yeah.
But if we have a real rival, it's Nashville. We came in the same year as them. Our first ever playoff games were against each other. Our first ever final was against each other. This is our rival. And there's a good chance that Inter Miami's first ever Champions Cup game is going to be against Nashville. I'm sorry. I know we wanted to be Orlando, but we got to start figuring out insults for Nashville. Like, we have to figure out how to insult them. I like them, but I'm going to start insulting them because they are the official rivals of Inter Miami.
Well, and Mr. Krabs is chiming in here that Orlando fans are in shambles. They're absolutely that we consider Nashville our true rivals. And Lucas mentioning Orlando's new rivals is a Canadian second division team, small clubs. That's right. Baby stuff. Listen, I mean, all the storylines point to that, right? I mean, other than proximity and what is referenced as a rival, other than proximity, it's about the storylines. And there's no bigger storylines, I would say, in Inter Miami sort of history than matchups that we've had against Nashville. So listen, you're 1,000% on the money with that. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat agrees with you, because if there's anything that's ever had stakes attached to it, it's typically a Nashville matchup. So
I mean,
I
literally,
1,000% agree.
they came into the league the same year as us. We literally played against each other in our first ever playoff game. The first time we both get to a final, it's literally against each other.
Yeah.
And now here in the Champions Cup, it's a possibility. Now, maybe I don't know who Mocha is or who plays there. No idea.
Listen,
Maybe
you
they
don't know,
pull off
bro.
an upset. Yeah, maybe they pull off an upset, and who knows. But I would assume that there's a good chance that we see Nashville in that game, and it's just going to add fuel to my fire that is our rival, and I'm looking forward to it because we need to come up with some good insults for them. Like that's where we're at now. I need to insult Nashville. So this was the draw.
I mean,
Now this was the draw, and if you look, we could possibly play Nashville in the round of 16. Now let's say hypothetically we play Nashville and we get past Nashville. I would assume the way things are looking there, it's either Monterrey or Cincinnati. I wouldn't mind playing against Cincinnati just because, I mean, I want to play those teams that are in the MLS that feel like they're one of the better teams in the league. Like you think Nashville, Cincinnati, Columbus, all those teams, I feel that they might be on the superior side. And if you really look at our side of the bracket, we have the majority of MLS teams. I feel like outside of Monterrey and who else? And Tigres, it's basically MLS heavy on our side of the bracket.
well, Tigre, let me tell you something. It is heavy. And somebody mentioned here, if Mocha FC plays in a baseball stadium, they do not. They play in a stadium called Estadio Complejo Deportivo Mocha 86. So they do play on a soccer pitch. And listen, I actually wouldn't mind playing against that team. As long as they don't poison the Mangu and Edison Ascona could be able to pull some favors for us, then I think we're straight, bro.
Well, I'm trying to see here, and I'm thinking, okay, so the road to the title or to the cup, I'm sorry.
Yes.
If I would assume it would be either, obviously, probably Nashville, not probably, but I would assume Nashville. And then after that, either Monterrey or Cincinnati. And then after that, either Tigres or Orlando. Or Orlando. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Could you imagine playing Orlando in a semifinal?
Man, I wouldn't want to give no credence to Orlando. Like, that would kind of make the stakes better for them. Like, we're trying to be above them, bro. Get out of here, Central
How
Florida.
are you above them? By beating them.
I mean, yeah, of course. But you're totally dismissing Columbus, by the way. The guys that just won a championship.
I don't see Columbus on our side of the bracket.
Yeah, Columbus is the top of the bracket, waiting to see who wins between Houston and St. Louis.
You are 100% right.
Columbus
I was looking at round 1. You're right. I missed the bye. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Columbus might wipe the table with everybody else before they get to us. So, like, forget about Orlando. Like, if anything, you know what I want to see? I don't know who this Cavalry team is. I'd like to see
that's a Jamaican
Cavalry
team.
get the
They're the Jamaican.
16.
They're the Jamaican champions.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get the Sweet 16 treatment, 16th seed all the way to the semifinals. Let's see that.
The cool thing is that all of these are 2 legs. So we get a road game at each one of these places, and we get a home game. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Jamaica or Dominican Republic for a game. I mean, we play against Monterrey. I'm not going to lie. I mean, going to Mexico on an away day, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, I'd rather go to Jamaica or Dominican Republic, to be quite honest with you.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
And then in the final, who knows who comes out of that side of the bracket. But I mean, we don't have a schedule yet, but we have a picture now of what the Champions Cup might look like, and I'm excited for it. It'll start in March 5th, like I said, for us, and it starts in February for everybody else. And I'm excited about it. Now, one thing about the Champions Cup is that usually it's 2 legs all the way through, even in the final. Everybody gets a home game.
Yeah.
Champions League, they're switching it up, and it's just going to be a 1 game, which is cool. And I spent most of my day trying to figure out where the final is. And I finally found out that they haven't decided where the final is. They haven't decided if it's going to be one of the host teams that's actually playing in the game, or if it's going to be in a neutral location. Now, I have a feeling is that they want to see how far Messi goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
that's what it all relies on. If Messi's still in it and they're like Messi might make the final, let's put that in Dallas in that stadium that fits 1 billion people and let's sell that bitch out. Like that's what's happening here, right? Am I wrong? Could you imagine like who's on the other side of the? Let me pull that up again. Let me pull that up again. Hold on. Let's
Listen,
see. If you have a
God
final, oh my
God
god,
wants to be able to watch a star, whether it's a star in the Dallas Cowboys or a star in Lionel Messi. So
could
that
you
would be
imagine?
phenomenal.
Could you imagine Messi in the final of the CONCACAF Champions Cup in Dallas, in that stadium that fits 1 billion people, and he's playing against Club America? Oh my God. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that there's a real chance that Club America might have more fans there? Like that would be that is right there is the dream scenario, I think. And they haven't decided on a host city for the final. And I don't know when they're gonna decide. Like I said, I would assume when they find out if Messi's going further, and then all of a sudden they're gonna make a decision.
Well, everybody here is mentioning Hard Rock, and Sean Callahan is coming in with the hot money take. Chivas versus Miami at Hard Rock, calling it right now. I mean, I don't know if you know what I want to say. Hard Rock would be off the table, but since this is like an external tournament from the MLS, I wonder if it would line enough pockets to be able to come to the Hard Rock.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with MLS. Like this tournament isn't necessarily MLS sanctioned. So like, yeah, it could be at the Hard Rock, but
Hold
you
on, I need
can't
that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you can't fit more. Dallas is the best location. I mean, I want it to be at the Hard Rock. It makes it easy for me to go. But I really do think it would be somewhere like in Dallas. That stadium, that huge stadium, when you especially if you have a Mexican team in the final playing against Messi, oh my God, that
It'd
would
be
be insane.
more accommodating than ever. And this is what I was trying to cut you off with, just in case you want to proceed your thought. Let me just touch up on this comment here by Xavier Benaisi. Sorry, I'm late. Has anyone been called a gas bag, or has the names Ben Krem or Kampapi been said yet? I need to check my battered bingo card.
Surprisingly, none of those.
You're not in luck, Xavier, but you know what? You should have scratched out. Get out of here, okay? Because you're 0 for 3, Poppy. All right.
None of those yet. None of those yet. Well, I definitely think 80K at the Hard Rock, but it's like 110 at that Dallas. I forgot what the name of it is. The AT&T Stadium. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
But whatever
Yeah,
it is, it's huge. So yeah, they haven't selected where that game's gonna be. And like I said, if somehow Nashville plays us in the round of 16, and all of a sudden they get eliminated by Nashville, I think that they might make a decision there. Like, okay, let's play it at the Hard Rock. Let's play it at MetLife. Let's play it in Mexico. Like, they don't care at that point. But if Messi's still on the table, oh, they're gonna figure out how to make as much money out of that thing as possible.
I
All right.
1,000% agree, and I think it's definitely possible.
All right, now moving along. We have, after the Champions League Cup, we have the preseason World Tour. That's our next topic of conversation. Now, this has been an interesting topic going around the Twitter world.
Yes, it has been
Interesting because everybody
a lot of
seems to
thoughts
hate this.
on each side. Yeah,
Really, you think on each side? I feel like most people hate it. Most people are saying that they're going for the cash grab, which they are. I mean, obviously, but that they are jeopardizing the season ahead because of this preseason World Tour. So before I go on my thought, I wanted to get yours, Chris. What do you think about this preseason World Tour?
Listen, if there's any thought that I want to follow, it's our boy Xavier. Okay, Big X is a big
Lemon City Live.
From Lemon City Live, absolutely. And let me tell you guys something. If the team wants to put themselves on the map as a worldwide team and get their logo planted in everybody's face, this is exactly what's required. You need to be able to put yourself out there. I mean, you and I were talking about this privately earlier this week. It's absolutely necessary to go on this world tour, right? Because playing here in the United States is not going to be enough. You need to have some sort of like a physical, sentimental attachment for all these people around the world to be able to want to come see the man known as Messi. So it's absolutely necessary for this to happen.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on it actually, and I don't even know how to organize my thoughts. I'm gonna try.
Oh,
so,
this is perfect, Mike V.
so let's start here. They have to play preseason games.
Yeah.
Like that's a must, right? So the first one is in El Salvador, right? In San Salvador, I think that's the city, I guess, in El Salvador.
Yeah.
And I looked at the distance. If I were to tell you that they're going to play against NYCFC, would you care if they're playing in New York for a preseason game?
Not really. They can play in Tampa for all I care.
Okay, well, just to put this in perspective, El Salvador, mileage-wise, when flying, is closer than New York. So let's not even bring up El Salvador, okay? Let's not even include that. That's not a long flight. It's against a national team. Even though El Salvador isn't a powerhouse or even anything great, it's still a national team. So you're getting a country and it's best 11 players. You're warming up against them in a preseason game. And I don't know how much money you can get out of El Salvador, but you're getting some money out of there. And again, it's not a crazy distance. So I don't see why people are bringing up El Salvador as a big deal. So let's take that out of the equation. The big thing is the fact that they announced
going out east.
We're going out east to Saudi Arabia to get one final Messi versus Ronaldo master clash. Okay. Now, before I get into that, people are like up in arms about it being Messi, and all of a sudden it doesn't make any sense that we're going for this cash cow and all that. I don't know if people remember, we took time out of our regular season just 2 years ago to play against Barcelona randomly. Or was it last season?
It was last season.
Just randomly. We just threw in a Barcelona game in the summertime.
Yeah. And the biggest part is that when we're talking about a matchup of this stature, to me, it's kind of like basically like the equivalent of Bird versus Magic, or like Jordan versus Bird. That kind of deal where you have these big names that are playing against each other. Like, who doesn't want that?
Well, exactly. And people seem to be confused as to like, oh, but how does this really promote the league or the team if nobody in Saudi Arabia can even watches? That's not the point. We're not talking about the Saudi Arabia fans. As soon as you put Messi versus Ronaldo, like I put it on the thumbnail for YouTube. Like everybody wants Messi versus Ronaldo. Like this isn't about getting the Saudi Arabia fans. It's about getting eyes in general. Do you have any idea how much they're going to charge for any commercials or any sponsorships or anything that goes on within those 90 minutes? Like this is as big of a preseason game as you could possibly have.
It is. And it's a preseason game. It's a friendly.
Right.
Like there's no stakes. There's nothing. It's just man versus man. God versus God.
Right. It's a preseason game. They're warming up. They're going to play these games anyway. So why not play? Look, in Saudi Arabia, they spend millions upon millions of dollars on decent players. Yes. Right? They have that team with Ronaldo, I believe, has Benzema. It has Kante. Like it has some good players. So we're going to be playing. We're going to be warming up and getting ready for the season against some pretty decent competition in a preseason game. Why is that a bad thing?
No,
I don't see it.
And you want to know what the craziest part about this is that it's the MLS is going to literally steal fans from like Saudi Arabia. Like people are going to just not watch their team or whatever, or their league. And they're going to start fixating on because Messi's going to destroy him, right? Like there's no question.
Well, neither one of them play defense, so nobody's going to destroy anybody. But and right here, Marazovic, I guess is how you would pronounce that.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, what big club in the world doesn't do a money grab? Real Madrid and Barcelona every year come to the United States, and they start traveling around this country. Like, would it be better? Would you like it if we went to Europe and started playing against Manchester United, Chelsea, Real Madrid? Yeah. I'm sure you would like that. You'd be like, oh, we're playing against big teams. That's great. But their season is going on right now. So we're not going to be able to play against them. It's impossible. Yeah. So who is available to play against? I think playing against Ronaldo is a pretty big deal. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I mean, Rohan doesn't believe it because look at what he's saying. It's not 2015 anymore, Dan. Messi versus Ronaldo is dead. No one wants Stone Cold versus The Rock anymore. Listen, I want Stone Cold versus The Rock. Come on, Rohan. Come on.
Rohan.
Look at.
Didn't Rohan start watching us after Messi got here? Everybody still wants to see Messi Ronaldo.
Yes.
Everybody
Rohan,
still wants, like, a lot of the people that are watching now, and we appreciate that you stuck around afterwards.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
a lot of the people watching right now started watching after Messi got here. They started watching MLS after Messi got here. People only know about these Saudi Arabia clubs because Ronaldo's over there. So,
well,
yeah, no, look, I get that their season's going on, but they also want publicity. That's why it's okay for them. Nobody in the EPL or La Liga is stopping in the middle of the week to play against us because they don't need it.
And Tony Axe is mentioning that, look, he wished it was true, but Ronaldo fans absolutely are dying for this matchup. Like, I think if anything, but you're saying both, but I think if anything, Ronaldo fans, they need this to like validate their god.
It's a preseason game. Nobody cares about the result. They just want to see them both on the pitch at the same time.
You're telling me that 10 years from now, if The Rock and Stone Cold face off,
everybody will forget that this game happened.
Is he true, guys? Guys, is he true? Is everybody going to forget that this game, Ronaldo versus Messi, happened 10 years from now? Guys.
I'm pretty sure, and in the chat, they could probably correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure at some point, Ronaldo played against Messi when it was PSG versus Juventus. And I'm pretty sure that happened, but I can't even remember correctly because I didn't care because it wasn't Barcelona versus Real Madrid. So at the moment, it matters, but down the line, nobody's going to remember that. Everybody's going to remember when they played in Barcelona and in Real Madrid. And everybody's saying that I'm wrong. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was misremembering that.
Yeah. I mean, you have GFR that says no. So
right. So maybe I was misremembering that. I thought that maybe it had happened.
Rohan thing, it would be an irrelevant game.
But it could be. But not while it's happening. That's my point. Eventually, it will become irrelevant. I get it, right? But at the moment, it's going to be a big deal. I promise you, it's going to get crazy viewership.
I just want to mention something before we hop off the topic. That at the end of the day, to me, when it comes to like, because this is like Bloods and Crips kind of stuff. Messi versus Ronaldo, right? Like that's the way that I receive it. Like I'm not like a super, super big fan in terms of knowing the whole the holistic view of football, but like the way that I see it, it's like Bloods and Crips with Ronaldo and Messi.
Sean is crazy.
And Sean, you're tripping, bro. So the way that I think of it is like Messi has been this guy that's like lived the stature up, and Ronaldo's this guy like where his fans are like, dude, we need something to be able to defend you with this because Messi's like in his bag. So that's the way that I see it. Like these Ronaldo fans, they need some sort of substance to be able to support their whole Ronaldo is better than Messi deal.
Marasovic said we need to play teams that are better than us. I don't know if Ronaldo's team is better than us, but they get a pretty high salary. They brought in some good players. I promise you they got a solid squad. Is it Firmino there? I don't know if Firmino's there. Kante's there. Benzema's there. Ronaldo's there. They got some names. Like, yeah, they're all past their prime, but they got some names. So I'd rather play them than against a USL team in a closed stadium where nobody can even know what the result is, and we have to wait for Frank Panizo to come out and tell us what the final score was, like last year. Like, come on. Like, I feel like this is a good thing.
Guys, keep it up. I got Tank saying it's more like Ghosts versus Mice. JV says it's more like Chrome versus Internet Explorer. Guys, keep that up. Guys, keep that up in the chat. Give us more references to what this is. All
right. But like I said, my point is we have to play these games anyway. And I know that everybody was like, oh, but the travel. These guys travel a lot more comfortable than I live. Like, they're a lot more comfortable in their beautiful planes and their chartered buses and all that other stuff than I literally live. They'll be okay. I promise you, they will be okay. Don't worry about them. Like, Messi is going to El Salvador to play against the national team over there. And then like 3 days later, he's coming to introduce the icon of the seas for Royal Caribbean. Like that's what dead ass. I'm dead ass. I saw it. They were promoting it today. So he's going to come and he's going to be like, I don't know if it's a ribbon cutting or what they do exactly, but that's what he's doing. Like he is going to be okay. And MLS, because of the playoff format, gives MLS teams and players a lot longer layoff than they're used to in Europe. So these guys are itching to play.
Yeah.
Like that's why we just randomly created an NYCFC friendly for them. And is that what you want? Do you want to play against NYCFC at FIU, closed doors? Like, do you prefer that? No. Well, and everybody's like, oh, but they're going to get injured. They're playing these games anyway. Are they going to get injured literally just because they're playing overseas? Is that why we're scared about them getting injured?
And just to mention off topic, Bustelo versus Folgers, Mike V, that's gold right there. That's gold standard. Gold standard. Bustelo for sure. Yes. Goat versus Camel. Absolutely. And we're not even talking about, Steve Munoz brought it up. He's like, look, they're not even just going to Saudi. They have other places to go to. We're going to freaking Hong Kong.
But no one thinks about the players. They have to play these games anyway. They're traveling to other parts of the world. And they're playing in full stadiums. Again, how was the preseason last year? We had closed stadium games that nobody knew what was going on. The media, I think, was allowed to watch. Or some of those, the media wasn't even allowed to watch. And like I said, Franco Panizo came out and was like, hey, guess what? We lost 2-1 or something like that. Like, that's all we knew. But now these players, instead of playing in empty stadiums or little ballparks here behind the stadium, instead of that, they're going to be playing in sold-out stadiums. Like, this is good for these young kids. They're going to be playing in these type of stadiums in Champions Cup. Let's get them ready for these big environments, these big games. And it's preseason. And I promise you, Messi's not running out there for 90 minutes in preseason.
Well, and not only that, but look, the thing is, Steve, and I get the whole view of the whole Globetrotter shit view. I get it. I completely get it. But it goes back to a comment right here by Marasovic. What does the program gain? Listen, the program gains exactly what they're trying to get, which is a worldwide view on the brand. We're trying to be like the Yankees at some point in terms of like worldwide.
Manchester United sucks right now, but everybody recognizes that brand.
Absolutely.
Real Madrid is a brand. Barcelona is a brand. Those are brands. I know that everybody has there's their fan base that loves them, but that's a brand. We want to be considered one of the top clubs in the world, even if we don't get like that's how you get those players eventually because you become that brand. You get a following like that.
And the thing is, and Mr. Krabs is mentioning Harlem Globetrotters. That's a good comparison. Absolutely.
Why?
I mean,
why is that a good comparison?
It is a good
fucking game. That's fucking stupid.
But they're touring the world to do their sort of like their sort of show. I get it.
Oh my god!
I get the comparison, but it's necessary. But it's necessary, guys. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Danny, but I do agree with what their point is.
Just because they're playing against teams in other countries come on, man. All the European teams do it. They come over here, they play in Asia. They have world tours in other countries. That's what big clubs do because people want to watch those big clubs. Why is it a big deal that Inter Miami's doing it now?
Yeah. I mean, ownership's going to be just drowning in money. This is like DuckTales. Like if you guys remember the intro to DuckTales, literally diving in coins. That's what this is going to be. Look at your face, Danny. This is, come on, man. Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna show you. Look, Asia is big time money for any sport. For any sport to be big in Asia, and I'm gonna tell you how that works. Not I'm gonna tell you how it works, but I'm gonna give you an example. Messi got to Inter Miami, and soccer is popular around the world. And we are the show, 100%. So Messi's popular around the world. All of a sudden, he gets to Inter Miami. Fanatics, quickest selling jersey that sold out like everywhere. Like it was impossible to get. It was a crazy record, right? Everyone's like, oh, nobody's ever gonna break that record.
Yeah.
Baseball is American sport, more or less, right?
I guess.
It's a dying sport, a lot of people say.
Yes.
Not that popular. I'm going to tell you how strong the Asian commerce is. Shohei Ohtani plays baseball, signed with the Dodgers yesterday. Baseball. And he broke Messi's fastest selling jersey, whatever the hell it was by Fanatics. Baseball. Soccer is known worldwide.
That's your grandfather's sport, guys.
Worldwide. And Ohtani, because it's the Asian market, sold that jersey out quicker than Messi's jersey did. Don't tell me that it's not a big deal for these companies that want to be brands to go and promote their brand in their country. Going to China, that's a big deal. Do you know how many people are going to be Inter Miami fans after that game if they aren't already? That's a big deal.
I have a question for you. Do you think that they're going to use a red, white, and blue, kind of like the Globetrotters do?
Hi. So
this is looking to be an episode 98, guys. Let's go.
The preseason, just for the record, the preseason world tour, 1,000 miles from Miami to San Salvador, where they're going to play that game against El Salvador. And then on January 29th, they play against Riyadh. That's going to be a travel of 7,500 miles. So they'll play in Saudi Arabia, January 29th and February 1st. And then from there, they'll travel to Hong Kong, which is another 4,000 miles. And then they'll travel almost 9,000 miles back to Miami from Hong Kong. So it's 22,000 miles more or less. But again, they're going to be traveling comfortably. They're going to be playing games that they would play anyway. And don't worry, like they have leg room. They're not going to cramp up. They'll be fine. I promise you.
Yeah, nobody's going to stay in tents and sleep in sleeping bags, guys. These guys are going to be in 5-star service. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is. It's absolutely necessary to put the brand on the map. And I think that the MLS is going to grow exponentially off of this. I feel like Inter Miami as a brand is going to get bigger. I feel like we're going to get a lot more eyes, and it's going to help us in the future when we don't have Messi. So I think this is going to bring a lot more positive than negative, guys. I really think so. I have
a question. To Marasovic, if you could just comment real quick. You said you want to beat good teams. Can you please name me what good teams you want to play in the preseason?
I mean, he's trying to play like Manchester United. Like he's trying to.
They're in season. You can't play against them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what he's thinking. I mean, I would imagine like a couple EPL teams. You got a couple Ligue 1 teams. Like,
no, we'd get rocked by those teams. Like that would just be stupid. But like, what teams do you have in mind?
Like a national team, like Germany or something.
No, are you crazy?
I mean, we'll get destroyed.
That's worse than playing against Manchester.
Yeah, but that's what he's asking for. He's asking, listen, these guys are smart guys. They're not going to pin us up against guys that are going to destroy us.
Well, remember
we're playing El Salvador. El Salvador might be trouble.
No, and we are playing against an Argentinian team. We're playing against New Boys, right? That's Messi's old team. We're playing against them also. Like we're playing against pretty good competition for this preseason. We're going to be ready for the regular season when it comes around.
Yeah.
And again, if you compare it to last year's preseason, where we weren't allowed to watch the games, we had no idea who they were playing against or what the results were. Like this is a nice step up, in my opinion. So I'm actually loving it. So
yeah.
And Steve Munoz says New Boys hasn't been confirmed. Yeah, but Saudi Arabia wasn't confirmed either, even though we kind of knew it was happening. So I'm sure it'll get confirmed eventually.
Ooh, this would be a good one.
I mean, for me, nobody else wants to see that shit. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I would like it, but.
And look, Mitch Rodriguez is bringing up River Plate was rumored in Dallas. Oh, my goodness. That would be fantastic.
Well, we're growing as a brand, and I mean, we should have been expected. If we knew Messi was coming, you knew that we were gonna grow, and I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it. Big time games, and I think it's really good for the young players, having them play in those atmospheres when the games don't even count.
River. So, guys, hey, just before we move on to the next
Italy
topic,
is in season. You can't play against Italian teams right now. You can't.
Marasovic is literally digging in the crates right now. He is trying to find any decent team or good team. Any team from Germany, I guess, but isn't that league top heavy?
Yeah, but they
Isn't
still murder us. They kill
yeah,
us.
I mean they'll destroy us.
Look
I
at
mean, guys, look,
Wolfsburg would murder us.
guys, there's 60 plus of you guys here. Can you guys just
But
take a second?
But that's
and
what
just
we're doing.
top
We are
like
playing against national team. We're playing against El Salvador's national team.
like it for getting Danny pissed. Just scroll up, boom.
I'm not
like.
pissed. I just don't understand why people are complaining about this. Like, oh, it's a money grab. What do you expect? Like, I understand that we all love the sport, but this is what you expect with when you get older. Once you hit a certain age, you realize this is also a business, and it makes sense. And I kind of like the fact that this logo right here, even though it's inverted colors, that it's becoming worldwide. My club is worldwide. I love that.
Listen,
I love that.
we're gonna get more than enough eyes as soon as we sign Emerson back. Let's fucking go.
How about the great international team, Miami FC? What is it that Steve Munoz calls them?
He goes up and goes Rana Furniture FC.
La Rana Furniture FC. That's right.
Freaking ño que barato FC.
All right. Well, let's see. All right. So the last topic of the day,
which somebody mentioned about free agency. So now we're talking a little bit about free agency, guys. And just so you know, we got Emerson. Locked him in. Locked and loaded. Let's go.
So, sorry, I just saw this comment. Danny took a nap today. I actually did not take a nap. I did not take a nap. All right. And look. Miss M said, Me M said, Cristiano have a better team. Cristiano's team, they paid crazy money for all those players. They have a solid team, and they're not going to be running out there for 90 minutes. All right, so free agency gets started, and we've already been linked. I mean, I got my Let Him Cook Chris Henderson shirt. Things get cooking now, right? It starts, I think, on Friday. I want to say it starts. Free agency starts at some point. I'm trying to figure out when it is. But it's starting this week, and we've already been rumored with or connected to Julian Gressel, the fullback from Columbus, and he played for Tata when they won the MLS Cup in Atlanta. So Chris needs to be renewed.
Yeah.
Well, I think
absolutely. That's absolutely. I can't even believe that we're doing this without him renewing. Like, I mean, do we even have the guarantee that he's gunning all the way? Like, I mean, look at Raul still asking. He's saying, Chris, can we talk about the rumors of Rakitic? Did I say that right? Rakitic? Right? Okay, Rakitic. Okay. Hey, listen, I play FIFA, but I haven't played in a while. Sergio Roberto, Sergio Ramos, and Suarez, if possible. All of those names, buddy, nothing's confirmed.
Well, none of that's happening except for maybe Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez is still a possibility. And the reason that none of that's happening is because there's rumors saying that there's going to be a fourth DP. How we're even going to get Luis Suarez, I have no idea. And Vice City Lucas, thank you. It started today. The reason I mean, I do a lot of these podcasts. The NBA trades can finally happen on Friday when you can finally trade against players that signed in the summertime. So I get some of these days confused between sports and teams that I do shows for. So we can finally start signing. So before we talk about that name that was linked to us, where do you think we need to beef up? What position would you say?
That's a great question. I think if we were to have to beef up anywhere, I would say that it would have to be on the wingers.
Okay.
Which is why we're getting Emerson back.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I mean,
do you think Robert Taylor's going to stick around next year?
That's a good question. I imagine that after last season, he might have some eyes on him. Mm-hmm. I hope that he sticks around because I think he's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Back. We got Jordi Alba. Why would we need a left back?
Yeah, we got Jordi Alba, Franco Negri behind him. I mean, our third stringer is Noah Allen, who's had a lot of playing time. I'm not saying like he's great, but right back, I could see England, though. I could see that, Lucas. Right back. I mean, center back, yeah, because Christoph is a walking wall, even at his fastest. But I think
we're gonna get on Gusto right now.
I think that the wingers is where we're probably going to need the attention. And I think that that's absolutely where we're going to be able to sort of attack it. Because I mean, what we're losing a Coco. That guy can't even get off a plane correctly,
I think he'll still be
right?
here.
I mean, if
We
he could
have
get off a
Messi playing
plane
right
correctly.
wing. Yeah, we have Messi playing right wing. We
I mean, I
have
guess Messi plays Messi midfield. You know what I mean?
right.
Like he does
Yeah, yeah.
whatever he
I
wants.
get it. He's positionless. I get that.
Yeah. And
Um,
CDM, I don't know, Mike. I mean,
we're keeping Gregory.
We
We
got
have Busquets.
Mota.
Oh, shucks. No, I hope Mota's not going to be here. David Ruiz is as far as
Yeah,
I know, still going to be here. I think for MLS standards, I think we're pretty set as CDM.
I think so too.
Central midfielders, I love Kremaki. I love Ben Krem, but I wouldn't mind him being a
Bingo
depth
card.
piece right now, right? 18 years old, be a depth piece, and let's get somebody else out in there that can contribute. I heard Alejandro Bedoya kicked around. I don't want Alejandro Bedoya. I think he's older than God himself, so I don't want him on the team. I think that right now, I wouldn't mind getting a center back. Now, Yedlin, I've seen a lot of
Everybody's
people
ready
do
to
that.
ship this guy out. Everybody's ready to ship him out. Wow.
No, I don't want to ship out Yedlin, but I wouldn't mind getting Gressel and having them split times, or even having Gressel start and Yedlin being the backup. I wouldn't mind that. Now, I like Gressel because, like I said, he has experience in the Tata scheme. He played with him when they won an MLS Cup together. He just won this past MLS Cup with Columbus. So I like Gressel, and then I wouldn't mind Yedlin being the backup there. Somebody just
You think he'll
commented
take that?
Campana. No, he's not going there. No, Campana's staying.
No, I'm saying you think Yedlin would want to take that backseat role? You think he'd want to take that L and be like, I'll come on for 20, 30 minutes a game? You think he's going to want to do that? I mean, at this capacity of his career, I don't know.
Where's he gonna start? Right, he could go somewhere and maybe start, but right now you're playing against a team that he's gonna get starts. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of rotation. Like, remember, we're playing this possible. If we go far in a lot of our tournaments, if not all the tournaments, you're playing close to, if not more than 60 games this year.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a lot of middle of the week games. So he'll be getting a lot of minutes, whether it be starting or coming off the bench. Same thing with Campana when Luis Suarez comes. He's going to get a lot of starts, even though Luis Suarez is there. There's going to be a lot of rotation. Like, players would benefit being depth pieces here because they're going to play one way or another. So I definitely could see Gressel going ahead and look at Gressel already saying goodbye. I can see Gressel signing and that being awesome. At left back, we're pretty much set, right? Jordi Alba and Franco Negri and Noah Allen. I think he's going to end up getting either loaned out or sold somewhere in England.
Getting experience elsewhere.
Yeah, so that's happening. Now, forwards, I think we're good. We got Farias, we got Luis Suarez, we got Campana, we got Messi, obviously. Like, I don't expect any big names there. CDM, I also think we're pretty good there. Now, if we get a central midfielder,
you're totally forgetting
maybe
Gomez.
Well, yeah, so I'm saying central midfielder with Ben Krem. Like, I can see that. Where I think we really need to focus on, especially if we get Gressel at right back, at center back. Now, if we were to able to finagle somehow and convince Miles Robinson to sign with us.
The Tank just said that.
Oh, look at that. And great minds think alike, Tank. That's where I was going with this. I would love to get somebody like Miles Robinson on this squad. Like, his contract is up with Atlanta. He's a free agent. If Chris Henderson could cook and get Miles Robinson on this back line, I think we're set. We're set defensively. We're set offensively up top with our forwards, with Luis Suarez. The only question I have is central midfield. And I don't know how that would get addressed. Maybe Gomez starts playing better after a year or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But that's where I think that we need the help. And that's who I would love to see get signed.
Yeah, and Gomez, people are mentioning that Marasovic said his mental game needs work. GFR is mentioning he should be loaned out to the Saudi League. And Lucas is going ham right now for the idea of Miles Robinson and Toto. That would be that would be
those are like free agency. Like, if you think about it, like the big names come from overseas, right? That's given. But if we're talking about just MLS free agents, those are the two I would want. Give me Gressel. I love the fact that he has experience on the Tata scheme. They worked. No, we don't want David Gea. No. That's not happening. We can't afford him. I don't know how we're gonna get Luis Suarez, to be honest with you. How we're gonna afford Luis Suarez if there's no fourth DP? Supposedly he's coming over for a TAM deal, which would be amazing if that's true. And I could see why some other fan bases would be like, that's unfair.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up, Danny. I mean, we went through the ringer in this episode. We thought that this was going to be a chill one, but like we really went into depth today. Guys, tell me this wasn't an episode 98 again. Come on, guys.
Best episode nothing will be as bad as episode 98.
You're off.
And I was shocked when somebody pulled it up and said that it was on my birthday. It made me feel even worse about it.
Yeah. Happy birthday. You get good stuff on your birthday, Papa.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Any final thoughts?
Nope. I listen, we were excited about getting this whole CONCACAF draw, right? I mean, I can't wait, man. Next week, hopefully we get the schedule release.
We said either Tuesday or Wednesday, the 19th or the 20th. Chris Henderson is not leaving. Don't say that. I don't think he'll leave.
Don't even speak that into existence, Mr.
Let
Krabs.
him cook.
Guys, if you like the shirt that Danny's wearing, guys, you got to go to batterfans.com and cop that shirt. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing?
I forgot what I was going to say. But all right, you said no final thoughts. According to Alejandro, the unofficial stat guy for the show, he said the release date would be on the December 20th, which is next Wednesday. When Chris and I were spitballing, we figured it would be either the Tuesday the 19th or Wednesday the 20th. So one way or another, it should be next week. We'll be recording right after it releases, but we'll be back on Monday. Maybe we'll get surprised. Maybe we'll release it on Monday. Who knows? So nothing final, Chris?
Nothing final.
All right.
We're good. Next Monday, baby.
So as always, if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you sticking all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to on audio. And if you are watching on YouTube, please please subscribe. If you know anybody that likes Inter Miami and they want to hear some Inter Miami talk, go ahead and tell them to subscribe. By the way, something I've been doing, which is kind of weird, but it's actually kind of been fun. I've kind of been going into our archives and just randomly pulling up an old episode just to see what was going on back in the dark days of Inter Miami, like during those losing streaks. Those are pretty funny episodes if you listen to them back. So if you want and you're bored and you want to hear some old Inter Miami talk, go ahead into the archives and you'll find some good stuff in there, some funny stuff. Like I said, we'll be back next Monday. So as always, until the next one, have a good one.